Welcome everyone. In this lecture, I will discuss about the contact between statistics and thermodynamics. And the content of the lecture is from the textbook Statistical Mechanics by R.K. Pathria. In the previous lecture, we have already introduced a parameter beta. So, what is beta? Beta is equal to 1 by kt. Beta is a parameter for which beta is equal to 1 by kt, where k is the Boltzmann constant. So, we have already established that is how this parameter beta is used to introduce a connection between the statistics and thermodynamics. And in the earlier lecture, we also established S is equal to k ln omega. This relation is sometimes known as Boltzmann entropic relation. So, the viewers who are listening this lecture, I request to go through the previous lecture, that is Boltzmann entropic relation again, so that you will clearly understand the next discussion. So, in that lecture we discussed that there are two systems, A1 and A2, and those systems are described in terms of three parameters, N, V and E. They are in contact with each other, and from the concept of the thermodynamic equilibrium, we established the Boltzmann entropic relation. So, the significance of the Boltzmann entropic relation is that this relation actually establishes the contact between the statistical mechanics and thermodynamics. If you think that this term omega, what is omega? Omega is the total number of microstates, that is, it is a microscopic parameter, whereas entropy is a macroscopic parameter. So, this relation is a bridge between the microscopic phenomena and macroscopic phenomena. But in this lecture, we will discuss about the further contact between statistical mechanics and the thermodynamics. So, this lecture is basically in continuation of my earlier lecture. So, again we assuming that there are two systems, A1 and A2, which are in contact as we discussed earlier, and we are also assuming that the wall separating two subsystems is movable as well as conducting. So, you just think about the concept of movable. Movable means then the respective volumes V1 and V2 also become a variable parameter. So, if the volume of the system A1 is V1 and the volume of the system A2 is V2, so their volumes are now variable. The total volume V0 is equal to V1 plus V2 remains constant. So, V0 is the total volume of the composite system A0. We have already introduced that this composite system means the total system A1 and A2. That means A0 is the composite system. So, V0 is equal to V1 plus V2 remains constant. So, that effectively we have only one more independent variable. Of course, the wall is still assumed to be impenetrable to particles, so the numbers N1 and N2 remains fixed. So, N1 and N2 remains fixed. We have to note it carefully. Number of particles are fixed, volume changing and energy changing. Arguing as before, the state of equilibrium for the composite system A0 will obtain when the number omega 0, you see omega 0 is the total number of microstates, and omega 0 is the function of V0, that is total volume, E0 is the total energy, and V1 comma E1 attains its largest value. That is when not only del ln omega 1 by del E1 equal to del ln omega 2 by E2. Actually, this is the condition for the equilibrium which we have discussed in our earlier lecture. So, not only this is constant, but also del ln omega 1 by del V1 is equal to del ln omega 2 by del V2. So, this condition is for the equilibrium of the energy, because two systems are in contact, energy is in variation, energy is varying. So, after a certain instant of time, what will happen? The system will go to the equilibrium, and at that time there will be no more variation of the energy. That is why we are writing in this way, that is with respect to energy, total number of microstate becomes constant. And similarly, after certain instant of time when equilibrium will be reached, then there will be also no more variation of the volume. That is why we are writing, that is del L omega 1 by del V1 equal to del L omega 2 by del V2. That is a constancy in the total number of microscopic states in terms of the volume, because there are two variable parameters, energy and volume, and in the equilibrium there will be no more variation. So, these two mathematical equation will describe the equilibrium. So, our conditions for equilibrium now take the form of an equality between the pair of parameters beta 1 comma eta 1 of the subsystem A1 and the parameters beta 2 comma eta 2 of the subsystem A2. Now, what is beta? That we have already established in our earlier lecture, that is beta is a parameter that is actually a bridge between the statistics and thermodynamics, and we have also derived the expression of beta in our earlier lecture, and the expression of beta was beta is equal to 1 by kt, that we have already established. Now, we are introducing a new parameter. That new parameter is eta. So, what is eta? Eta is equal to del ln omega by del v. You see the equation 1b, this equation. So, actually the eta comes from the concept of the volume. As volume is changing, so from equation 1b you see the equation again, del v1 of ln omega 1 is equal to del v2 of ln omega 2. So, in general we can introduce a parameter eta just in a similar manner that we have adopted in our earlier discussion. So, similarly, just as we have introduced the parameter beta in just similar way, we are also going to introduce a new parameter, that is eta. So, what is eta? Eta is equal to del v of ln omega, and here n and E is constant, and at the equilibrium V is equal to V bar. So, as volume is varying, so we are assuming that is after the attainment of the equilibrium, the value of V, that is the variable parameter, it becomes V bar. So, eta is equivalent to del ln omega by del V. This is a new thermodynamic parameter which establishes a contact between the statistics or statistical mechanics and thermodynamics. And just like previous procedure, that is, suppose A1 and A2 came into contact through a wall. Now, that allows an exchange of particle as well. So, in the earlier cases where we have introduced the parameter beta and eta, there actually the variable parameters were energy and volume respectively. Now, we are assuming that now the contact between the subsystems A1 and A2, that allows an exchange of particles as well. That means the number of particles n, it is now also a variable parameter. The conditions for equilibrium would be further augmented by the equality of the parameter zeta 1 of the subsystem A1 and the parameter zeta 2 of the subsystem A2, where by definition in general we are introducing the third parameter zeta, which is equivalent to del n of ln omega. So this is the third parameter. So third parameter zeta is equal to del n of ln omega. To determine the physical meaning of the parameters eta and zeta, we can make use of an equation. This is a basic formula of the thermodynamics. We all read about this formula, that is dE is equal to TdS minus PdV plus mu dN. E is basically the internal energy and mu is known as the chemical potential. So from this equation we can derive, that is eta is equal to P by kT and zeta is equal to minus mu by kT. Actually we have already established, that is the first parameter beta, that was beta is equal to 1 by kT. Now we have to establish, that is eta is equal to P by kT and zeta is equal to minus mu by kT. But how we can establish it? You see the equation, that is dE is equal to TdS minus PdV plus mu dN. Now suppose n and v, they are constant. If n and v are constant, then we can write dN is equal to 0, dV is equal to 0. So if you write dN is equal to 0 and dV is equal to 0, then dE equal to will be T into ds. So we can write from the equation dE equal to TdS, that is del S by del E for constant n and v equal to 1 by T. That is the same equation can be written in this form, that is del S by del E when n and v are constants, then del S by del E that can be written as 1 by T. And similarly, suppose n and E are constant, then what will happen? That is dN is equal to 0, dE is equal to 0. So just like the previous manner, we can also show, that is del S by del V for n and E constant, del S by del V is equal to P by T. Similarly for constant V and E, dV is equal to 0, dE is equal to 0, and just like previous process, we can also show from this equation, that is del S by del N for V and E constant is equal to minus mu by T. Now in the previous lecture we have already established the Boltzmann entropic relation, that is S equal to K ln omega, or ln omega is equal to 1 by K into S. Now what is eta? Eta is equal to del V of ln omega when n and E are constant. So you just see the expression of ln omega. Ln omega means 1 by K into S. So K is constant, we are writing outside of the bracket, so 1 by K, then del V of ln omega, that means del S by del V when n and E are constant. But what is del S by del V? You see that del S by del V for n and E constant is actually P by T. So we can write the right hand side as P by KT. So eta is equal to P by KT. Similarly, zeta is equal to del N of ln omega when V and E are constant. Now you see the expression of ln omega, that is 1 by K into S. Just like the previous manner, 1 by K, we are keeping it outside of the first bracket. So 1 by K del N of S, that is del S by del N when V and E constant. But what is del S by del N? That is equal to minus mu by KT. So the right hand side becomes minus mu by KT. So zeta is equal to minus mu by KT. So the parameter that we have introduced, that is actually we have right now introduced three parameters. The first parameter was beta, beta was 1 by KT, next eta is equal to P by KT, and zeta is equal to mu by minus mu by KT. But actually what are the significance of these thermodynamical parameters? These parameters actually establishes that there is some relation between statistical mechanics and thermodynamics, because you see this is the Boltzmann entropic relation. This relation is actually the connection between the statistics and thermodynamics. So from this Boltzmann entropic relation we have established the other relations. That means all these parameters beta, eta and zeta, they are actually introduces a connection between the statistical mechanics and thermodynamics. So these are the significance of these parameters. And another thing is that when you consider the equilibrium, then T1 equal to, for example, suppose if we consider from a physical point of view, these results are completely satisfactory, because thermodynamically as well the condition of equilibrium between two systems A1 and A2, if the wall separating them is both conducting and movable, thus making their respective energies and volumes variable. That is, if you make energy and volume both the variable parameter, then what will be the condition of the equilibrium? For energy, the condition of equilibrium is T1 equal to T2, which we have already established in our earlier lecture. But if you introduce, that is, if you somehow if manage in this way, that is, volumes are also variable. So at that time, another equilibrium condition will be established, that is P1 equal to P2. Why? Because you see the parameter eta that is related with the pressure. For example, beta that thermodynamic parameter was related with the temperature. So the condition of the equilibrium was the equality of the temperature of the two subsystems. But as you are making the volume variable, then this parameter eta is important, but eta is related to the pressure. So at that time, another condition of the equilibrium will be equality of the pressure of the two subsystems, that is P1 equal to P2. On the other hand, if the two systems can exchange particles as well as energy, but if you somehow kept their volumes fixed, then the condition of the equilibrium will be T1 equal to T2, that is this comes from the variation of the energy, and mu1 equal to mu2. Why mu1 equal to mu2? This condition comes from the concept of the chemical potential, that means as you are varying the number of particles, so this parameter zeta will play the role, this parameter, that is third parameter zeta. So in this case we have to consider the equilibrium for the chemical potential as well. So for the energy, there will be equality of the temperature, and when you consider the variation of the number of particles, then you have to consider the equilibrium between the thermodynamic potential, that is mu1 should be equal to mu2. And finally, if the exchange is such that all three parameters become variable, that is energy is variable, number of particles is a variable parameter, chemical parameter, that is also a variable parameter. So if all the parameters vary, that is n, v and e, all the parameters vary, then when you will consider the equilibrium, then you have to consider three conditions, that is equality of the temperature, equality of the pressure, and equality of the chemical potential. So these are the condition of the equilibrium, and here we have established, that is three thermodynamic relation. We have already shown that is how to establish, that is del S by del E is equal to 1 by T, del S by del V is equal to P by T, and del S by del N is equal to minus mu by T. And another thing, that is you can also express pressure. You see that here you have expressed pressure in terms of the entropy, and this pressure can also be expressed in terms of energy as well. So how to do that? You have to write in this way, that is P is equal to del S by del V divided by del S by del E, and that will be equal to minus del E by del V. So actually how this arrives, so you have to use a particular relation for that purpose. So this relation is this one, that is del X by del Y for Z constant, del Y by del Z X constant, del Z by del X Y constant, that is equal to minus 1. Actually we have used this relation in our thermodynamics when we have gone through the chapter of Maxwell's thermodynamic relation. There we have used this particular mathematical formulation. So del x by del y into del y by del z into del by del x equal to -1. So actually this relation has been used here. So by using this relation, that is, here three parameters are there, n, v and e. Here you see, that is, here parameters are x, y and z, and here in terms of x, y, z, three parameters are n, e and v. So by using these three parameters, you can establish that P, pressure, can be expressed as minus del E by del V, and mu, that is chemical potential, that can be expressed as del E by del N, and T, that was already established. We can write 1 by T is equal to del S by del E, or T is equal to del E by del S. So pressure and chemical potential, that can also be expressed in terms of energy as well, and we have to remind this thermodynamic relation, because for the next lectures we will use this particular relation. So the equation 10 is very important. Here you have expressed pressure and chemical potential and temperature in terms of the entropy, and here for the equation 11 and 12 and 13, you have expressed pressure, chemical potential and temperature in terms of the energy. That means these three parameters can be expressed in terms of either energy or the entropy. So all these thermodynamic relations are very important, and these relation basically establishes a contact between the statistical mechanics and thermodynamics. So now another more thing, that is, already you know from the concept of thermodynamics, that is, for example, Helmholtz free energy A. Helmholtz free energy A, that is given as E minus Ts, and Gibbs free energy G, and that is A plus PV is equal to E minus Ts plus PV, that is mu into N. These two energies are also important. Why? Because you see, for example, suppose Helmholtz energy H. Helmholtz energy H is equal to E plus PV. Now that is specific heat CV. Specific heat CV, that is expressed as T into del S by del T. Now T into del S by del T, that can be written as del E by del T. So specific heat CV can be found from either the expression of the entropy or from the expression of the energy. We will use this equation in the subsequent lectures. So if we want to find the specific heat, then we have to know either the expression of the energy or the entropy. Similarly, you see that specific heat at constant pressure Cp, that is T into del S by del T, or it can also be expressed as del H by del T or del of E plus PV by del T. So actually all these thermodynamic relations we will use in our subsequent lecture, but the basic thing is that this thermodynamic relation can be established from the concept of statistical mechanics. This means that there is some contact between the statistical mechanics and thermodynamics. So I hope you have understood this lecture, and I request the viewers to go through the textbook of R.K. Pathria for further understanding, and I also thank you all for listening my lecture.